Ding, ding, ding.
Lauren? Hey.
Ding, ding, ding.
Overtime is the sports app bringing basketball highlights from NYC to the world. To see all the top plays from Pro City and the basketball scene, download Overtime in the Apple App Store. Make sure you check out the high school basketball channel to see if your plays made the cut. Who's got the best game in New York City? Overtime does.
You love me. You love me because I'm Kobe. Because I'm a 5-time champion. Because I'm one of the greatest to step on the court. But you shouldn't. You should hate me. Hate me. Because I gave you 4 a.m. Because I pushed you when no one else would. Hate me. Because I demanded greatness. And greatness demands everything. Love me when you become greater.
Looking for a ride after the game? Well, Lyft has Nike Pro City viewers covered with rides on tap. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCITY16 for up to $50 in free Lyft credit. Lyft, rides in minutes.
Hey, KD. So there's a lot of great players right now, and that makes it kind of hard for us to pick a favorite. So we're going to live with you for a while to help us decide.
That's a little weird, but come on in.
Whoa!
Did Mr. Durant do you dirty?
Yeah, I dunked on him.
Have a sorry about that bag.
Ooh.
That's like, ooh! Ooh! Bang! Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. Some new ankles in there. Don't be mad. You gonna cry in the car.
Athletes aren't reasonable. Is it reasonable to demand more speed from the same legs? More power from the same muscles? More air against the same gravity? I mean, does this look reasonable? No. But that's what it takes to achieve more. Because every ounce of energy, every milligram of material, every fraction of a second matters. As you demand more performance from the same body, we demand more performance with less waste. Transforming limited resources into limitless potential.
the Dolphins break innings. It's Wisakowski who drills it in. Trip, nice move, and finished. Nice pass, Core with the jam.
Yeah.
Guys, the ball up to the near post, and there to hit the ball.
2 weeks left in the regular season here at Baruch College for Nike Pro City 2016, and we got 2 games left for each team playing in the hunt for the playoffs. A lot of the teams you'll see tonight are looking to secure a spot. I'm Dan Serafin. Alongside me is Bryant Fonseca for game 1 of our Tuesday evening doubleheader. It's between T.N.P. coming off a loss to X-Men last week, a 1-point loss to X-Men. T.N.P. is 0-5, so they're still looking for their first win of the season. And their opponents tonight are primetime 2-3. They're one of those teams, Brian, on the verge there. Their top 4 make it to the playoffs. Primetime right now at 5. Dykeman, 1 game ahead of them. 2 teams, actually, 1 game ahead of them at 3-2. So a win here would certainly be a big one.
Yeah, well, primetime, you pretty much have to win out at this point. You pretty much have to win out. But one guy worth noting is Tyrone Johnson, who's really been spearheading the efforts of this team so far, helping them out so far. And Tyrone Johnson so far, 4th in the league in scoring, has 22.8 points a game. He's also 4th in the league in assists with 4.8 assists per game. So he's been one really to, just drive the efforts of this team so far. And we'll get to see him and how the rest of primetime fares, but Tyrone Johnson's the man to watch.
Like you said, 4th in scoring in this Nike Pro City season is Tyrone Johnson. The second game features Bingos All-Stars. They are 2nd place out of the 8 teams in Nike Pro City, facing X-Men, another 2-3 teams. So the 2 teams that are 2-3 playing tonight. One of them's primetime, the other one is X-Men, and they both need desperately to get a win. Bingo's coming off a loss last week. That was their first loss of the season. So the only team still undefeated through 5 weeks at Nike Pro City is the Sean Bell All-Stars. And a lot of these teams, Brian, Sean Bell All-Stars, Bingo's All-Stars, New York Lightning, even Dykeman, we've all seen them kind of flash special play and very good play this season. There's not really a clear cut, although Sean Bell All-Stars, yes, they're 1st place, they're undefeated. So on paper, you'll say they're the clear cut best team, but any of those 4 teams could be the best.
Well, it's kind of difficult to judge when teams are always changing their rosters, right? You got teams that are always, really just changing players, and it's always really different, a different look from week to week to week. So you just kind of hope if you're one of these teams that your best guys come out and play and they show up. So and that also makes it really fun to watch because that adds a level of unpredictability to this league, to Nike Pro City, which we've seen over the years. So we'll see how that affects tonight's matchups, starting with T.N.P. in primetime.
A level of unpredictability, perhaps 2 or 3 levels of unpredictability. It's Nike Pro City, though. We are in week 6. We are about to tip off week 6 here at Baruch College. And so 2 weeks left, and then, of course, the playoffs are all in 1 week. The semifinal round on a Tuesday, and then just 2 days later on that Thursday night, August 11th, is the championship game here at Baruch College. Like we said, don't really know exactly who's going to be in that championship game, but that's why we play the games, Brian.
Yeah.
That's why we're looking forward to playing games. Teams warming up here at Baruch College. We are just minutes from tip-off of Game 1 again between T.N.P. at 0-5 and Prime Time at 2-3. A whole team on our backpack broadcasting Tuesday night doubleheaders. Of course, we already said Brian Fonseca is with me now, doing color commentary for the first game. I'm Dan Serafin, doing play-by-play. We'll be with you all night long, actually, for the 2 games, the doubleheader here from Baruch College. And then we have Naomi Gray on the sideline. She's our sideline reporter for our first game. Let's go to her now, Naomi Gray.
Despite being on a losing streak, the odds of winning are in Primetime's favor. thanks to the fact that T.N.P has yet to pull out a victory this season. Even if T.N.P wins tonight, they have no chance of making the playoffs. But if Primetime loses, they'll be fighting for that number 4 spot for the next 2 weeks. So it's important that tonight they hit the court with a sense of urgency and go out and play competitive basketball. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Naomi. So Naomi basically crushing the hopes and dreams of all the T.N.P fans at home and letting you guys know that they will not be a playoff team, but still, playing the role of spoilers, Ryan, it's almost as rewarding sometimes and kind of ruining another team's chances of making the playoffs. And at 2-3, Primetime is the team that desperately needs a victory here tonight.
Well, there's still something in it for T.N.P as well, because they just need to win out. I mean, they just need to really show, and, their guys can come out and play and really still get some level of exposure here, going down the stretch, even though they can't necessarily make the playoffs. So we'll see how it unfolds tonight. But if you're a T.N.P player, you're also just playing for pride at this point.
Right.
Other than just playing spoiler, you're also playing for pride, perhaps knocking off Primetime, so then they don't get into the playoffs either. So we'll see.
And, of course, you never know who's on the court. We talked about that already. But you never know who's in the stands here at these Nike Pro City games. Whether it be a scout from here in the United States, a college scout, a pro scout.
We had Chris Copeland here the first week.
Right, somebody that's from an overseas professional league. A lot of these guys that you see in this Pro City League are playing professionally overseas. And the ones that aren't are certainly looking to get in the game and play professionally anywhere. It's not a bad gig to be playing basketball and getting paid for it.
No, and especially, you're probably having a lot of fun. Summer basketball is something that everybody loves, and especially in New York City. New York City has always been a basketball town, so, summer ball, it is what it is here.
So the buzzer has sounded. We can't be more than about a minute and a half. 2 minutes at the most, I promise, from basketball here at Baruch College. Again, it's T.N.P. 0-5. Primetime 2-3. That's the first game of our doubleheader here tonight. The second one features the Bingos All-Stars. They are currently second place in the Pro City League in this 2016 season. They're facing X-Men, another 2-3 team. The playoff race kind of looks like that. Primetime and
I'm John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz. My name is David Diamante. Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm John Starks. What's going on? I'm Victor Cruz. My name is David Diamante. Hi, this is Larry Fitzgerald.
Hello, this is Spike Lee, and you're watching Backpack Broadcasting.
All right, everybody, we are about seconds away from tip-off of game number 1 here at Baruch College on Backpack Broadcasting. Nike Pro City 2016. It's T.N.P. in the black jerseys and Primetime in the red. Big game for Primetime, certainly. They are 2-3, and the tip-off comes right in our living room here. Over here.
Almost got attacked right from the jump.
Yeah. Luckily, everybody's okay. So in the black, it's T.N.P. with the ball, and that's Kerry Harvey with it. Running the point, now passed it off. Nice drive there, and a dish as it's Donald Laws with the finish for T.N.P. to get on the board first. Anthony LeBroya running the point for Primetime. Dishes off, and it's Terry Tarpey who misses the jumper, and T.N.P. running quickly the other way. Bryce Ellie finishes on the break as they get the numbers, says T.N.P., and get the number. It's a 4-0 lead early.
Looks like they've come out with a strong sense of urgency, you know, as we talked about in the beginning, playing spoiler. Looks like they're trying to do that here.
0-5 last week, just 1 point away from getting their first win as Anthony LaBroya gets primetime on the board with a three-pointer. LaBroya is somebody that we've seen before on these Backpack Broadcasting Tuesday night doubleheaders. A guy that's hit big shots, not necessarily a high-volume scorer, but a clutch scorer for sure. He leads the break there as it's to T.N.P again, and this time he gets the layup to go. And quickly, primetime scores 5 points to take a lead.
Looks like it can be a fun back-and-forth affair if this continues throughout the night.
Ron Stokes, the big guy, trying to drive. Instead, it's T.N.P with the steal. He's got a 1-0 fast break. He's all alone for the finger roll finish. It's a 7-0 run for primetime, and they lead 7-4. So T.N.P scores the first 4 points of the game, and now they find themselves quickly behind 7-4. Less than 2 minutes in to the first quarter here. Harvey's pass inside, incomplete, intended for Laws again, but he couldn't make the catch, and it's a turnover quickly.
His pass was incomplete, but you could tell what the team was trying to do. They're trying to penetrate and get shots inside, under the basket, you know, easy looks early on to start the offensive rhythm.
T.N.P in a little bit of a zone defense here, and that leaves the aforementioned Tyrone Johnson open for a three-pointer.
There he is. They're going to be looking to him all game. He's really Primetime's main source of offense and has been throughout Nike Pro City.
Primetime using inside-out passing to get open shots early against that T.N.P zone defense. T.N.P tries a three of their own, but Ellie misses it, and quickly the other way, it's Johnson again for the layup.
That's quick 5 points for Johnson right now.
And it's a 12-0 run for primetime after they allowed the game's first 4 points. T.N.P 0-5 again, still good for their first win of the season, and they trail early. Here's LaBroya, it's a 3-on-2 break. Nice pass, T.N.P with the no-look dish to Brandon Auburns.
That's why you do the three-man weave in high school. That's exactly why, for scenarios like that right there.
It's now a 14-0 run for primetime after they gave up the game's first 4 points. Harvey in the corner with LaBroya on him, trying to drive, crossover, right at the rim, the floater's short, and primetime clears, looks to run again. It's Johnson. It could be a 4-on-2 break, but Johnson keeps himself, layup rolls off the front of the rim. T.N.P gets a much-needed stop on that fast break. Ellie, top of the key, the triple's no good, but the rebound off primetime, and it's a T.N.P will maintain possession.
Johnson did everything right, I felt like, on that fast break, even though he didn't pass the ball, but he had a layup and, you know, just kind of didn't go his way at that time. Nevertheless, primetime is up 14-4.
On the block, it's Ronald Stokes. Tries to go off the window, can't get it to go. Johnson's got the rebound. This time he does pass. It's off to Ellie, and then the other corner back to Johnson. Three-pointer, in and out. T.N.P down 10, just past 4 minutes into the first quarter. It's a top-of-the-key jumper missed by Harvey, and here's primetime the other way. Another nice pass. How about T.N.P with 2 great passes in the early going? That time it's Ellie with the finish, and it's a 16-0 run for primetime, a 16-4 lead. T.N.P forced to call a timeout early. And it's a big problem. The T.N.P is the next problem. They got a big problem right now, Brian. They got a big deficit they got to make up after scoring the game's first 4 points. The shots have stopped falling, and the offense has gone silent.
Well, primetime understands, you can tell by their play, they understand they have to win out. And a big start like this is only going to make things easier for them down the road. We know basketball is a game of runs, so they're able to provide some early cushion in order to withstand any big run that T.N.P may have coming.
T.N.P talks it over. They actually changed one of those buckets to a three-pointer, it looks like, on the scoreboard, so it's now 17-4 primetime leading T.N.P. That makes a 17-0 run As you'll remember, T.N.P scored the first 4 points of the game. They haven't scored since. Inside. Oh boy. There's an emphatic too, as Law's putback slam is the first points that T.N.P scored in quite some time at 17-6 primetime.
I mean, if you're going to stop a run, do it at the rim, right?
Another nice pass and another slam. This time it's Bryce Ellie as Timmy for Corot made the steal. A nice dish. We've seen a couple nice passes early in this one.
Yeah, guys are trying to get their teammates involved. It's a beautiful thing to see. Ball movement.
A big offensive rebound there for Brandon Allburns, and he gets the putback to go. Primetime gets back their double-digit 19-8 lead. T.N.P's Ronald Stokes, top of the key. Dishes over to Ellie in the corner. He's got Shakur Justin on him. It was a 13-0 run for Primetime. Primetime's been on a bunch of runs. There's LaBroya from deep. He can't get that to go.
Looks like T.N.P's looking to set up an offense where they can get inside and get inside looks. And as I say that, they shoot a three-pointer.
The lefty three by Ellie is no good.
It wasn't a pretty shot either.
Tarpey hits the jumper as Primetime constantly pushing it on offense, trying to force the issue, and it's working for him a lot.
Very sound, fundamental, puff fake, move, get the mid-range jumper. Very nice move.
Nice defense there by Tarpey as he got a hand on the entry pass to the post. Then on a second try, he was able to kick it out of bounds, so T.N.P will maintain possession.
People wouldn't think that you would see the level of hustle you do in these Pro City games because it's a summer league, but these guys really all want to win, even though, this isn't, the NBA summer league per se, but still, guys really hustle every game, and they always talk about how much they want to win.
Stokes' three, no good. Here comes Justin the other way. In the corner, it's Tarpey. No good. Batted out.
Couple of stretch fours, trying to shoot threes.
Primetime maintain possession. Michael Stone will check in for Primetime as Tyrone Johnson gets a break. Johnson, like we said, one of the leading scorers. He's actually fourth on the list of Pro City 2016 season scorers with 22.8 a game heading into tonight's action.
And that's no small accomplishment in a league with a lot of high-powered offense either. These guys really run and gun a lot in this Pro City league.
Stone checks in, immediately gets a bucket. Makes it a 15-point lead for Primetime. T.N.P forced to play from behind early. Harvey, top of the key. Now here's Baca Road. Stokes had to take a three at the end of the shot clock. It didn't go.
It looks like T.N.P's really trying to pick and pop with Stokes early on, as LaBroya misses a shot and follows it up with a rebound.
About three Primetime players had a hand on it down there for the offensive rebound. It's the shortest of them. LaBroya ended up with the best chance of it. Primetime ends up maintaining possession. Inside, Stone again. And his shot swatted away. Laws with the block. T.N.P takes over. Harvey in the paint, no good. Rebound takes a weird hop. Tarpey grabs it. Ahead to Justin for the slam. 25-8. Primetime way in front. We're almost 8 minutes into the first quarter. T.N.P throws it out of bounds.
Look like they're trying to force the issue now a little bit. Down 17 early. Pretty
Dangerous
deflating.
situation.
Yeah.
LaBroya with some fancy dribbles. Gets some space in the corner. Justin, he'll take it from long range off the back rim. No good. Another long jumper, no good by T.N.P. LaBroya leads a 3-on-2 break, and his pass was behind Justin, so T.N.P. will take over. T.N.P. with possession. Ellie inside now on the block. It's Laws. His jumper no good, but T.N.P. grabs the rebound. They'll try another jumper, and again, it's no good. Other way, quickly. Prime time's Anthony LaBroya. Played his college ball at Delphi. Around the screen, drives to the lane, dishes outside to Darby, and then back in. Stone, lefty, off the window. Nice play.
Tough shot. T.N.P. also hasn't made a shot in a while. Like, they're down 19 now. They're also missing some good looks too.
Laws' long jumper, no good. So Laws has missed a couple. Harvey's 0 for 4. Not the way T.N.P. was looking to start the game. They're forced to play from behind early, perhaps getting a little frustrated with how things are going. Just checked in for prime time. A couple players, including Denzel Banks. He wears number 10. Guard Ellie here as Ellie drives, spins, and gets the foul call.
Another way to get back into this lead and really make this game a close one is getting to the foul line, slowing the game down, slowing down tempo, and hopefully making some foul shots. T.N.P. looks like they're trying to do that here.
Full timeout on the floor. It's prime time ahead 19, 27-8. It's Nike Pro City 2016 from Baruch College. Stay with us. We'll take a break here on Backpack Broadcasting.
For a ride after the game? Well, Lyft has Nike Pro City viewers covered with rides on tap. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCITY16 for up to $50 in free Lyft credit. Lyft, rides in minutes.
Elena, thanks for helping us figure out our favorite player.
Of course. We're here just in time for girls' night tonight.
I don't know about going to girls' night.
Oh, yeah?
Sports Guru is the place where fans talk about sports via video. All videos are...
Back at Baruch College, 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter of game number 1. Prime time with a big lead, 27-8, so it's a 19-point lead on T.N.P. Still going for their first win. Now, Bryant, T.N.P. lost last week by just 1 point. A close game to the end against X-Men. That's a team we'll see later on tonight, but T.N.P. follows that effort up. They nearly do get their first win of the season, where they struggle early.
T.N.P., they've been in some close games this year, so they're 0-5, but it hasn't been like they're not competitive. As they get a couple they got a free throw here, but they've been competitive, and you know, the chances are they'll probably get back into this lead. Hopefully, for our fans at home, they do that and make it competitive.
A long 2 there for prime time makes it 29 rather to 9. Ellie maintaining the dribble. Here's Harvey in the lane off the window. Can't get the roll. Prime time quick outlet pass. Banks in the corner. He'll wait for some help. Then he'll go into the paint. And it's worked a couple times now. Michael Stone on the block. He's got 6 quick points on 3 for 4 shooting. The only one he didn't get in was the one that was swatted away. The drive by T.N.P. no good. Here's Banks again. Gets that to go. Banks, wow. The aggressive drive and a nice finish.
33-9. How about that? What a start for primetime.
Still about 70 seconds left in the first quarter. Nice by Stokes there as he posted his man up, made his move, got some space, and was able to get it to go.
Stokes have been heavily featured in T.N.P's offense so far. They look like they've been trying to get him going throughout the first quarter.
Banks from the corner, no good. T.N.P running, nobody in front of Ellie for the slam. So a couple stops and a couple buckets for T.N.P. They're within 20, 45 seconds left. 33, that pass nearly
Almost had another steal, did Ellie right there.
intercepted. Prime time off an air ball. Stone gets the rebounds and he gets fouled. So, yeah, prime time's been good, but they've also been a little lucky as there. The first shot by Roland Brown just missed everything, but Stone was on the other side of the rim, able to catch it, put the shot up and get fouled.
Well, it's a 20-point game now. My brother has something called a 20-point rule where there's a blowout and it's 20 points, he stops watching the game. So hopefully you guys don't do that.
Don't
you stay
follow
here
that
with
rule.
us. Yeah. Hopefully you guys stay here with us as this goes on. It's only the first quarter also. Basketball, you know, is a game of runs. So in all likelihood, this will end up a close game later on.
25 seconds left in the first quarter. So a second difference between the game and the shot clock. T.N.P could probably hold for the last shot here. Ellie gets it now, top of the circle. He'll dish it off to Harvey. T.N.P trying to set something up, but they're running out of time. 5 on the game clock, 2 on the shot. Ellie's got it. Got to get it off quickly. He does, and he gets it to go off the window.
1 second on the shot game clock.
Referees say there's still 1 second on the game clock. Nice move by Ellie. Had to rush, started a little late, but it all worked out in the long run. So primetime will have 1 second to get something here, and they won't get anything. But they didn't really need it. After 1 quarter, primetime way in front. It's a 19-point lead for them, 34-15 the score after 1. But like Brian Fonseca promised, we're not on a limit, promised, this game will get close. So stay with us on Backpack Broadcasting.
For a ride after the game? Well, Lyft has Nike Pro City viewers covered with rides on tap. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCITY16 for up to $50 in free Lyft credit. Lyft, rides in minutes.
Elena, thanks for helping us figure out our favorite player.
Of course. We're here just in time for girls' night tonight.
I don't know about going to girls' night.
Oh, yeah?
Sports Guru is the place where fans talk about sports via video. All videos are 60 seconds or shorter. We make the videos look more professional and fun by adding automated on-screen graphics. You can follow your favorite sports by team, trending, new, people you follow, and more. Type in the title of your video and it will automatically go into your on-screen graphics. Tag your team.
About to tip off the second quarter here at Nike Pro City 2016. Game 1, a big lead for primetime, 34-15 the score after 1. It's been all prime times thus far. It stays that in the first second at least. Stephen Nwakoni skying for the tip-in as primetime utilizing their bench now, but getting the same results.
Yeah, wow, what a body block there.
It'll be a inbounds for T.N.P. Is Harvey, who's been in there the whole first quarter, stays in. Ball handling responsibilities for T.N.P. And there's Ellie hitting a 3.
Been saying his name a lot.
It's good.
Yeah, been saying his name a lot in the first quarter. He comes out here, starts right in the second quarter, getting involved and trying to elevate his team and get back in this game. Nice up fake.
Primetime going to the post a lot. Didn't necessarily work for them the first time. They've gotten a lot of offensive rebounds.
Just looking at these guys, you could tell primetime should have the size advantage down low. They have the bigger roster. Oh, they have guys who are more skilled in the post as well.
Tarpey and Tyrone Johnson checking back in for prime time. Nice bucket there as Wanconi makes his presence felt in the first 2 possessions after checking in for prime time as T.N.P. now down 20 with the ball. They'll go to the post, Laws, turn around, face up, off the window from a weird angle, and he gets it to go. Cuts the deficit under 20. Tyrone Johnson just checked back in. Finds Tarpey in the corner. The 3 is no good, but the offensive rebound, once again, we say his name. Stephen Nalaconi gets the rebound, gets the putback, gets the bucket. T.N.P. getting it going the other way. 40-22, the score right now. Prime time off a missed shot. Tarpey tips it outside to maintain possession with the rebound. Now he's got it again. Over to Tyrone Johnson on the other wing. Pump fake works beautifully. Steps in. The jumper no good. Primetime's got 2 guys there to get an offensive rebound. And once again, it's Wanconi. He's got about 8 points in a row, Brian.
Yeah, and he's really been hustling and trying to get those boards again to expose that size advantage that Primetime has in this game. How about Tyrone Johnson as well, getting involved and trying to lead this team as well.
Johnson's got 6. He only played about 6 minutes of the 12 in the first quarter. He's back in now. Primetime up 20, 42-22.
Speaking of getting guys involved, Terry Tarpey from Primetime, he has 5 assists early on so far.
Including that nice behind the head no look pass. Tarpey's put it in print on this game early. This is Jediah Gibbs on the free throw line for T.N.P. He checked in at the end of the first quarter. Just under 10 to go in the second quarter here. A 20-point lead for Primetime, who put up a big 34 spot in the first quarter. Included about 2 big runs.
And none of those 15 T.N.P. points came from Bryce Ellie. So that shows you that their offense, they need some more ball movement. And there's Ellie again with the ball.
Ellie again trying to run, but the Primetime defense in front of him. Nice bucket nonetheless. It was a 2-on-4, so the numbers weren't really in his favor. But he got creative. The lefty runner
that
off the window.
Is a New York City shot.
Johnson, top of the key. It's Vernon Goodrich. His first shot of the game is no good, but again, Primetime gets the offensive rebound. Johnson right at the lane, and Wanconi is making his case in the second quarter for player of the game. He's got 10 points. Just checked in at the end of the first quarter, making his presence felt on the offensive board. Ellie again, he's heating up.
Well, his team needs it. If he's going to put this team on his back, and if they can get back into the game, there'll be no complaints about it. So if Ellie needs to have a superhuman performance, these are the beginnings of it right here.
Wow. Benton drove and dished to Goodrich. He still hasn't gotten his touch yet as he just checked in. The long T.N.P. pass, though, is just that, too long. As T.N.P. quietly, well, they haven't really gotten back into it, but they've cut what was a more than 20-point deficit to now under 20, 17 to be exact. Coming up on 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Primetime with the ball. It's juiced in on the wing. Nobody really interested in getting too close to him. Nice play. Tarpey can't handle the dish back. Primetime holds on. 6 on the shot clock. Tarpey from deep. Too short. T.N.P. will take over out of bounds.
But again, another open look created by Primetime. And T.N.P. is just really, they got a lot of holes in their defense that Primetime's going after right now.
Harvey's drive hit right out to Ellie. And there, something finally working out for T.N.P. as Ronald Stokes grabs the rebound, gets his bucket to go. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Stokes has had some struggles early on as far as his efficiency is considered, but he's really tried to make his presence felt and get involved so far. And it's really been an instrumental part of what T.N.P's been doing so far in this game, but he just hasn't been very efficient to this point. He can get a couple free throws right here. We'll see how that impacts his game moving forward.
Stokes completes the three-point play. It's a 14-point deficit. So T.N.P working their way back in it. 44-30 to score now. We're going to take a timeout from Baruch College. It won't be long, though. None of our timeouts are long. It's Nike Pro City 2016. Come back. Don't go anywhere. Stick with Backpack Broadcasting.
Overtime is the sports app bringing basketball highlights from NYC to the world. To see all the top plays from Pro City and the basketball scene, download Overtime in the Apple App Store. Make sure you check out the high school basketball channel to see if your plays made the cut. Who's got the best game in New York City? Overtime does.
What's up, LeBron? We're here to figure out who our favorite player is.
Okay, come on in. Y'all hungry? Yeah. I got all type of good stuff in that fridge. Future, what's up, my man?
Man, I want you to come over to the studio, listen to this track.
I'm gonna listen to training music.
You, me, tennis, and Spain.
I've already got a couple hours of training in.
All right.
Ron, we kind of thought we'd see all the cool stuff you do.
We're back at Baruch College, almost midway through the second quarter between Prime Time and T.N.P. Naomi Gray is on the sideline with this report. Naomi.
I have to say that I'm witnessing the power of the benches here on the sidelines. You look at T.N.P. and they're a team that started the game with no players on their bench, compared to Prime Time, whose bench is at capacity, not only with players, but with the support system as well. Head coach Elijah Thorpe has been going to founder James Ryan for a lot of advice throughout the plays. And in the huddle, you see that they have this connection. You see the unity with the players. This connection is going to ultimately help them win this game tonight. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Naomi. We are almost midway through the second quarter here at Baruch College. A little confusion on the court as the officials talking to both coaches about something that's gone a little haywire with the scoreboard. Brian gives us a chance to kind of look at the score box right now, and it's obviously a lot of advantages go Prime Time's way. We talked a lot about Stephen Nwakoni, and he's got 10 points early. 5 of 7 from the floor. That's because he's grabbed 4 offensive rebounds, so that's 8 points right on putbacks alone. He's made a difference.
Yeah, if you want to help out your shooting percentage, go get some offensive rebounds and get some layups around the ring. And it also helps when you're a big, strong dude as well. So he's really been Prime Time's best source of offense so far and most efficient.
The rebounding story tells a lot of it. 24 total rebounds for Prime Time. They're just 15 for T.N.P. More specifically on the offensive board, where Prime Time's got 10 offensive rebounds total as a team to just 4 for T.N.P. For T.N.P., it's really been the Bryce Ellie show. 17 of their 30 points scored by Ellie. Speaking of 17, T.N.P. is taking over a little bit of the advantage. They have outscored Primetime 17-10 in this second quarter as the officials again discussing something, Brian. I don't think it's what they want to eat for dinner after the game. It's got something to do with the scoreboard. That's what they keep pointing at. 44-30 is the score we have on our scoring sheet. Primetime in front.
Also worth noting, T.N.P. only shooting 41%, 42% from the field, which actually isn't completely awful, but it doesn't help when your opponents are shooting 50% from the floor. So, as I've said, they've got some holes in their defense that Primetime is really attacking. Getting those offensive rebounds, getting those putbacks is really helping them out so far.
And like we said, a lot of the Primetime buckets coming off the offensive rebound. They're getting a lot of their shots in close. And you know what? You know what the issue is, Brian? I just noticed it.
What's that?
The shot clocks are broken.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, do we really need a shot clock? It's
a
summer league,
I doubt either of these teams are just going to hold on to the ball and milk the clock.
Yeah, this isn't like Columbia basketball.
So there's one shot clock, and now one basket shot clock is back on, not functioning properly. But talking about functioning properly, outstandingly, actually, Tyrone Johnson driving right at the T.N.P. defense, getting the bucket. He'll go to the line and try to complete a three-point play.
He was probably upset about having to wait so long to resume action.
There's one shot clock on the corner by the baseline. That's working right. There's another shot clock on the opposite side of the floor on the basket that's working properly. And then the shot clock over this basket that T.N.P is shooting right now is just completely blank. But Jediah Gibbs doesn't care. He's still going to launch it from deep. It's no good. LaBroya with the rebound for prime time. The pass ahead to Johnson. And the drive on the baseline on Gibbs. It's good. Johnson starting to heat up.
And only a few seconds into the shot clock as well. I don't think, these guys want to run and gun. They want to score buckets.
You'd be surprised if that shot clock gets under 10 on the possession.
Yeah. We've had very few shot clock violations at Nike Pro City.
Harvey to Stokes. Turnaround jumper, high level of difficulty. It was short. The pass ahead of T.N.P.
Oh.
The throwdown.
Very 2K-like.
Nice pass by Johnson. It was right on the money to T.N.P, and he was able to get a step on the T.N.P defense and throw it down with a one-hand tomahawk slam as Primetime takes a 20-point lead. And here they go again, LaBroya. To Johnson, he'll take a triple off the front rim, but again, Primetime the rebound and a nice pass. Johnson can't finish. Houston gets the rebound, and he puts it home. So that's 2 offensive rebounds on that possession. As Primetime, you give them 3 chances to score, they're probably going to make it happen.
And already 52 points for Primetime just midway through the second quarter. So there's no telling where they could end up before the half. They can get into 70, perhaps.
A turnover by T.N.P as Gibbs stepped on the line.
It's got to be tough for T.N.P as well. They were just, as you said, they were up 17-10, outscoring Primetime in the second quarter, and now they've completely just given up that edge that they had earlier.
Get a stop there, though, as Johnson's drive at the rim doesn't go. It's Ellie, who is 7-4-11 from the field. Ish now, as it's Gibbs now in the wing. He'll shoot from 3 and get it to go. Ellie's been the primary scorer, that's for sure. He's nearing 20 already for T.N.P. If they can get a secondary and even a third scorer here to kind of step up for T.N.P., then we can start talking about a ball game. LaBroya, meanwhile, more examples of everything going right for prime time. Then on the inbounds pass, Houston makes the steal, finds Johnson for the easy lay-in.
Look at
and
that.
Primetime scores 4 points in about a second and a half.
If that. Tyrone Johnson in on the action. Primetime is really dominating right now.
Nice pass there as the big man Stokes was able to dish it inside to Laws, who puts it home. Not much going wrong for Primetime. Auburn's gets it to go from deep. Nearly a three-pointer, but his foot was on the line. A long 2 will work nonetheless. Gibbs in the same spot. He previously hit the 3. Can't get that to go. Houston clears for Primetime. Up 23. T.N.P. Johnson now, he'll go inside. Auburn's can't get that to go, but Primetime able to get back on defense. Harvey now from deep for T.N.P. That's so good. And it sets up a Primetime break. T.N.P. to LaBroya from the corner. The baseline drive. That layup can't go. Gibbs takes advantage for T.N.P. End-to-end play. The lob by Johnson a little far behind LaBroya. 6-0 run for prime time, Brian. Just when T.N.P. made a run, it's been thwarted.
This tells you where this team is mentally as well, because they're up by a lot and they continue to push the ball. They're continuing to press the action and really control things so far. So
we'll go to break. Primetime up 21. Highlights already. There'll be more on Backpack Broadcasting.
Overtime is the sports app bringing basketball highlights from NYC to the world. To see all the top plays from Pro City and the basketball scene, download Overtime in the Apple App Store. Make sure you check out the High School Basketball channel to see if your plays made the cut. Who's got the best game in New York City? Overtime does.
What's up, LeBron? We're here to figure out who our favorite player is.
Okay, come on in. Y'all hungry? Man, I got all type of good stuff in that fridge. Future, what's up, my man?
Man, I want you to come over to the studio, listen to this track.
I'm gonna listen to training music.
You, me, tennis, and Spain.
I've already got a couple hours.
Prime time up 21-3, 33 to go in the second quarter. Kawan Smith, one of Prime time's leading scorers on the season. He was a late arrival. He's in the game now. LeBroy is in the lane, tried to dish it out to Tarpey, but it wasn't there. Prime time will maintain possession, 13, a baker's dozen on the shot clock.
LeBroy's really been getting in there with ease so far, just penetrating the defense of T.N.P. He's really having his way with the perimeter defense.
T.N.P. started off in a little bit of his zone defense. They've since switched to man. LeBroy is jumper, no good. Ellie gets the rebound. T.N.P. looking to run. Harvey with Tarpey on him, inside to the cutting. Ronald Stokes. A little bit of a windmill move, a flashy, fancy move. The big man, he's proven he's got a touch inside early in this game. Houston at the bucket, that's no good. T.N.P. getting a couple stops, that's what they needed. Ellie from the wing, it's good.
There he is.
Prime time calls the quick timeout to try to thwart any momentum gained by T.N.P. Now trailing by just 16, so we'll take another timeout. More than midway through the second quarter here on Backpack Broadcasting. We're not going to take a timeout. We're gonna hold on to that timeout, save it for later. Maybe not even at all. 58-42 the score. Prime time up by as many as 22, 24. Now it's just a 16-point lead. Bryant, it's been a game where T.N.P's made a couple of these runs that they're in right now, but they just haven't been able to maintain them.
Yeah, but if you're T.N.P., you really need to keep this one. You know, like it's almost halftime, and you're down by 16. If you can get it to 11, 12 or so to speak, that still puts you in a position for hey, we could score 6 unanswered, and then we're right back into this in the third quarter. So, T.N.P., this is really encouraging for them, but if they're going to get back into this game, now will be a great time as opposed to getting into the beginning of the second half down by 20 again. So, and they've scored 7 straight so far. So
the 5 out there for primetime: Smith, Tarpey, LeBroy, Houston, and Brandon Auburns. Houston's jumper from 15 feet is good.
Well, sacking off on mid-range jumpers is not going to help you get back into this game. T.N.P's really got to tighten things up defensively.
Stone back in the game for T.N.P. A series of moves. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line for a deuce.
I mean, if you're a scout, you have to, make note of this. He's got some post moves.
He does.
He's really been trying to create offense. He's really getting double teamed down there, as soon as he gets the ball, and he still managed to, to some degree, make it work. Just Primetime's making it very hard for him.
Stokes making it a 17-point game. Primetime's been in the lead since about 10 minutes left in the first quarter, so about 2 minutes in. T.N.P. scored the first 2 buckets of the game. Primetime fouled with about 18 in a row. LeBroy inside now. Nwakoni to Houston now. Nwakoni will repost. Houston inside to him. 2 dribbles and a spin, and then a spin back the other way. Tarpey now in the wing. Back to Nwakoni. 1 on the shot clock. He gets the 12-footer to go. Back to the 18-point deficit for T.N.P. as a drive is ordered by a double, but a nice pass inside Laws. Gets it stuffed. Smith the other way. Kawan Smith hasn't taken a shot left, but he makes a nice pass to Houston, who's fouled on his short layup attempt.
Also a nice hop step from Houston to really just give T.N.P's interior defense a different angle. Get in there, get to the foul line, and now they have a chance to make this a 20-point game once again.
Brian Fonseca bringing the geometry into the Nike Pro City Basketball League with the right angle.
I got a 70 in geometry in high school, man.
Just don't say the words isosceles triangle at all tonight and we'll be good.
Ew. Why would I do that?
Houston makes the first. If he hits this, which he does, he makes it a 20-point lead once again. Prime time. T.N.P. Harry Harvey with the ball now. Again, T.N.P. they're in the All Blacks. They haven't won a game yet this season. Came very close last week, losing by just 1 to the X-Men. That's Donald Laws hitting that jumper. The prime time going quickly the other way. Kawan Smith, his triple is long.
They got lucky there, did T.N.P. on the defense. Really gave up a great open look.
62 seconds left in the first half. T.N.P. getting the ball out of bounds here. It's Ellie that'll inbound it. Long jumper, good. Laws with a couple back-to-back buckets. It's a 16-point lead for prime time. Just under a minute now left first half. LaBroya with the ball, guarded by Harvey. Coming off a screen and another. Finds Nwakoni, but his pass a little lazy. Nearly intercepted. Then Nwakoni sets a screen that was, to be honest, kind of brutal, Brian. And he gets called for the foul. T.N.P. will take over possession.
Now this right here is a great opportunity for T.N.P. to really get back into this game. They have 45 seconds-ish left, down by 16. If they can get a couple buckets and really stand their ground defensively, they give themselves a nice chance to come all the way back in the second half.
Drive around the wing and then a kick out to Ellie. That's they want shooting the three, but it's just short, and prime time grabs the offense, the defensive rebound. Kawan Smith back to T.N.P. That pass no good. T.N.P. tries to run, but LaBroya cuts off the long outlet pass, then gets it back. He'll shoot a three, and that's a backbreaker at the end of the half. 13 seconds left. LaBroya's three makes it 19 in front. Ellie with it with 10 now. Last possession of the first half. Ellie, T.N.P.'s leading scorer thus far. A nice move to get free. Then he's half hard and a foul called with just less than 2 seconds left. Ellie will go to the line.
Once he's coming up with the ball, everybody in this arena, if you want to call it that, knew that he was going to take that shot. And he was quadruple teamed at the rim there. He's earned a trip to the line, but you know, if this is going to be T.N.P.'s offense the rest of the way, then I don't know what they're going to do.
Ellie misses the first. For future reference, we call it a city, Brian. The Nike Pro City.
Yeah, but
get it? It's not just a clever name. It's got its own zip code. Ellie makes the second. T.N.P's going to get it from inside half court. Gets a pretty good shot off. No good.
Did we count that dunk? For style points?
So at the half, it's 67-49. Prime time in front. A big first half for prime time as they near 70 points. 67 to be exact. We're going to go to our sideline reporter for game one. It's Naomi Gray with the head coach of primetime, while Bingo's All-Stars head coach. Here's Naomi.
I'm here with the head coach of primetime, Elijah Thorpe. Elijah, your team is like day and night compared to the last couple weeks where you were heading into halftime, down 20 points. Now you guys are up almost 20 points. How big of a feeling is this for you guys?
It's a good feeling, but we still need next week wins just so we could get in the playoffs. So I'm not worried about what we did in the past. I'm just trying to get these next 2 games ahead of us.
What is your game plan heading into the second half of this game? Because it's very important that you guys pull out this win. So how are you going to get your players together and pull this out?
We got more players in them this game, so I'm going to try to stay aggressive and keep the tempo up, like keep it an up-tempo game.
Having the founder of Primetime on your bench tonight, how has that changed things? I see you guys are communicating a lot of aggressiveness around you guys, but it seems all good spirits. So how does it help your team?
He taught me everything I know as far as about the coaching aspect of the game. So it's like, it's always good to have somebody there to get you a second opinion of what you're doing. So, sometimes you miss things. So with him over there, it's always a help.
Thanks a lot.
All right, then.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Naomi. It's a 67-49 lead for Primetime at halftime of game number 1. Stick around. We'll be back with a little bit of a halftime and preview of the second half and the second half of this game coming up on Backpack Broadcasting.
Sports Guru is the place where fans talk about sports via video. All videos are 60 seconds or shorter. We make the videos look more professional and fun by adding automated on-screen graphics. You can follow your favorite sports by team, trending, new, people you follow, and more. Type in the title of your video and it will automatically go into your on-screen graphics. Tag your teams and publish. Sports Guru, let's talk sports.
Athletes aren't reasonable. Is it reasonable to demand more speed from the same legs? More power from the same muscles? More air against the same gravity? I mean, does this look reasonable? No. But that's what it takes to achieve more. Because every ounce of energy, every milligram of material, every fraction of a second matters. As you demand more performance from the same body, we demand more performance with less waste. Transforming limited resources into limitless potential.
Game time is over. You're ready to roll out. There's only one way to travel, and it's with Lyft. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCITY16 for up to $50 in free Lyft credit. Lyft, rides in minutes.
Evans for 3. Oh, how about that? And now the Dolphins break in as it's Wizakowski who drills it in. Trip, nice move, and finished. Nice pass, Core with the jam.
Yeah.
Guys, the ball up to the near post, and there to hit the ball into the goal is Mustafa Harani. And a slam by Sidney Wilson.
Welcome back to Baruch College for the second half of Game 1 of this Tuesday night doubleheader on Backpack Broadcasting. It's Primetime up 67-49 on the winless T.N.P. Primetime, Bryant, getting a balanced scoring effort. 3 guys in double figures, led by Stephen Nwakoni with 12 and Tyrone Johnson with 12. Kurt Houston pitching in 10. It was a lot of rebounding, offensive rebounding to be specific. That's got Primetime in front, a 12-4 advantage for them on the offensive boards.
What I also see in Primetime's game is a lot of ball movement. If you notice, they have 18 assists as a team. and they're kind of spread out all over the place. There's not one guy getting 11 or 12. LaBroya has 5. You know, Terry Tarpey, as we mentioned before, he has 6. Shakur Juicin, as you just mentioned, he has 4. So you got guys all over the place. They're getting out in transition a lot, sharing the ball, spreading the love, working their 3-man weaves. You know, they're really getting great shots at the rim, great open looks. That's why they have 67 points in the first half, which even if you don't know basketball, you know that's a lot of points to have in a half of any game.
Prime time at 2-3. A win here would make them 3-3. Another 2-3 team is in the second game of our doubleheader. That's X-Men. They're facing Bingos All-Stars, 4-1. So Bingos and Sean Bell look pretty much to be locked so far for the playoffs with 2 weeks left in the Pro City regular season. 5-0 is Sean Bell, 4-1 is Bingos. Again, Bingos will play X-Men later tonight. But Primetime and X-Men both 2-3 on the outside looking in right now. The first 4 make it to the playoffs. They're tied for 5th. Primetime gets a win here that really puts the pressure on X-Men. Hey, everything's a story. It's not a soap opera because that wouldn't be very basketball-like. But it's darn close to it as everything kind of working symmetrically in primetime. A primetime win here really puts the pressure on X-Men to pull off the upset later tonight. Now T.N.P's sitting there saying, we don't have a win all season. We want one. We came darn close last week, losing by just 1 point to X-Men.
Yeah, if you've fallen this far, you want to play spoiler. And, you know, going back to the X-Men, they're going to have the pressure on them to win, assuming Primetime, you know, does what they have to do to close us out. But they're going to be facing Bengals All-Stars, one of the best teams in this league, as we know, the defending champions, as we know. So the pressure's really going to be put on them. And, you know, Primetime just really, they need to handle their business and close us out. And right now, if things continue to go the way that they've gone, then we should see a wipeout moving forward. We need to see if T.N.P's made any solid adjustments for the second half.
We talked about the, you know, secondary third scores for T.N.P. Bryce Elliott is the game's leading scorer. He's got 21. But another interesting stat is only 4 players for T.N.P. have any points in this one. And this may make it 5, actually. Harvey in front of the pack. His layup is good. He gets fouled by Tarpey. Great way for T.N.P. to start the second half as Harvey gets his first points. 2 of them already. Could make it 3 with the free throw.
Let's also remember that T.N.P. started off the first half very hot, scored a couple buckets, but then right away Primetime just punched them back in the mouth. So if they're going to come back into this game, now's the time to keep this going, because they've established it early as, you know, a free throw is missed, but there's a steal.
Houston throws it away as they're opening up miscommunication with Tarpey, and then Ellie drives and gets fouled. Exactly what T.N.P. needed early in the second half, kind of get something together to make them feel good about themselves. That's what's happened. Primetime head coach, who Naomi Gray talked to at halftime, not as happy now as he was during that conversation with Naomi.
No, Elijah Thor was very animated. He's going to get on his guys whether they're up 20 or down 20. He's that kind of coach. So I want to know what T.N.P's coach told them at halftime, because so far, you know, 30 seconds in, it's working. We'll see if this continues.
Primetime with the ball now. It was a steal for T.N.P. Harvey made the steal on that first possession. This time, they go to the post. Foul call is Goodrich. Perhaps got an elbow somewhere he shouldn't have, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, just a little too much of a wraparound there. And
can't be picky if you're T.N.P. Get your stops any way you can, whether it be a foul, a steal, you know, I don't know. I was trying to think of a creative way to get a stop, and I couldn't there. The jumper there, no good. Tarpey with the rebound. Crossover across the paint. Tarpey makes a steal, gets it back. Something you notice with Tarpey is every time he makes a pass, he makes a cut. Very fundamentally sound, and that's a cliche I don't like using very often because
it sounds boring, you know.
Yeah, everybody says it, but they're, you know, that's what they tell you from Kitty League basketball. You make a pass,
You got to make a cut after it, and T.N.P does it every time.
Fundamentally sound is why, Tim Duncan wasn't exactly the most exciting player, but very effective nonetheless.
An interesting play there as T.N.P led a 3-on-2 break, made a pass, looked like he was going across the court, but at the last second, Goodridge kind of saw it right in front of his face, reached his hand up and caught it, and now he'll go to the line after missing the layup.
I mean, you'll take foul shots any way you can get them, right? It's all about just getting to the line and giving your team an opportunity to extend the lead at this point.
It was a little bit of a matrix maneuver, though. I don't think he noticed that the ball was in front of him until it was literally in front of his eyes, and he just reached up, caught it, and nearly had a dunk, but he had to set up for the foul. Missed the first free throw. It's a 15-point lead for prime time.
When you play so much basketball, you develop those reflexes, I guess. Maybe I'm just making an excuse for him. Maybe he's a Jedi of some sort. I don't know.
We'll work to confirm or deny that report by Bryant Fonseca. Slip there. No travel called, but a turnover nonetheless. 4-on-1 for prime time. And Kawan Smith's pass not able to be caught by T.N.P. That's 4 straight turnovers by prime time to start the second half. T.N.P can't take advantages. Goodridge blocks the shot. Now this time, another fast break for prime time. Another opportunity not able to be converted.
This is what T.N.P has to take advantage of, though, because prime time could keep turning the ball over and stay up by 15, then they're going to win the game. T.N.P has to turn these into points, these opportunities into points that really cut into this league and make it a game again.
Gibbs doubled after rolling off a pick, then inside to Stokes. Misses badly, but gets it back. Elbow jumper. Stokes, who played well in the first half, 9 points, takes 2 shots and gets nothing but air on both of them.
T.N.P's coach is not having it right now because he knows that the team blew another golden opportunity on offense. Really didn't take advantage of those turnovers that Primetime kept committing. So
Tyrone Johnson dribble drive, fancy move, and nice scoop lane, a finger roll at the rim.
I mean, he played in the SEC. He played in South Carolina, so you see a little bit of that there.
Gibbs with Smith on him. So Smith with the height advantage. Gibbs going to go under him with a pass. That didn't work, but things go well for T.N.P in the long run as Laws is there for a putback. Gets the deficit back to 15. Prime time driving there. That was Houston. Can't get it to go. Foul? Maybe, maybe not, but the refs say no. Harvey tried a nice pass inside to Gibbs, who was cutting. That was need away, and Houston strong to the bucket, counted in a foul. LeBroy will check in for T.N.P for prime time. They got their lead back up to 17 with 9 minutes left in the third.
Remember earlier in the first half, LeBroy was really a pain in the you-know-what for T.N.P. Just getting inside at ease, really, and trying to create for his teammates. So we'll see if that continues here in the second half. He was really effective at penetrating the perimeter defense. And that's why he's back into the game now.
The lead for prime time back up to 18. Nice play there as Stokes puts it home. So Stokes, a few possessions ago, had a nightmare of a possession with 2 air balls, but quickly makes that memory disappear with that drive in the bucket. Kawan Smith at the rim. Turning in midair, getting that to go. He'll go to the line to make it a 3-point play. Haven't heard much from Kawan Smith in this game. He showed up a little tardy.
That's probably why.
Could be. He couldn't really get into the flow right from the start. Perhaps that his nicest play so far of this game as he's now at the line. Misses the free throw. Gibbs with the rebound. Jediah Gibbs going the other way. Bryce Ellie, the 3-pointer's no good. And Johnson quickly the other way. Tyrone Johnson with the finger roll off the window.
He was not missing that opportunity. He's been wreaking havoc on the fast break.
Ellie with some space, juicing on the spin move, and a dish out to Stokes. Corner jumper, first shot of the game for Rich Ross. He misses that, it's long, and Kawan Smith gets the rebound. Now Tyrone Johnson on the wing. Nobody really on him. They'll think twice. Now they'll ask for a clear out. So it's one side of the floor wide open for Johnson with Ross on him. Drive and dish. Goodrich misses. T.N.P gets the rebound.
Let's see if T.N.P can create a good opportunity here, because they haven't been able to do that virtually all night.
Stokes a spin and then a dish to Ross, who slips, trying to get it back, and Kawan Smith takes advantage. Johnson right at the rim again, rolls out. Ellie with the rebound for T.N.P.
That's a second blown layup tonight for Tyrone Johnson.
Gibbs with a nice floater in traffic. High level of difficulty, but he gets it to go. Gets the deficit to 18. Inside to Johnson now, is close enough. Gets fouled out as he tried to go up for the deuce. He'll check out as Primetime shuffles the lineup. Coming in is Durant, Banton. Brandon Allburn's also checking into the game. Three-pointer by Nwakoni, no good. T.N.P looking to run. It's the big man, Stokes, through the legs. This shot was slotted, so it'll be out of bounds. T.N.P ball. That was an interesting idea by Stokes. And actually now I'm saying he got fouled.
Yeah, let's go back to this T.N.P offense for a second, because there's still no rhythm to it. It kind of looks like, all right, Bryce Ellie, option one. You dribble around, create something. If nothing's there, dump it into Stokes. And if he has nothing, then all right, screw it, we'll just put up something. And, there's really no rhythm, no flow to this offense. It's been very stagnant, and that's probably the main reason why they're down almost 20 and have been down almost 20 since early in the first quarter.
Stokes made the first. A driving layup attempt by him as he went coast to coast. Went up for the layup. Doesn't really get a lot of hang time, so he tried to make a move in the air, but it wasn't really going to happen for him. Primetime bailed him out with the foul, and he hit both free throws. So
I wasn't convinced he actually jumped the layup attempt.
LeBroy is trying to drive right through the teeth of the T.N.P defense, and then it's a nice move by Durant Banton coming off the bench and going up and under with the windmill layup.
Ooh, some more oohs and ahs from the crowd here.
Gibbs throwing no caution to the wind, driving right at the Primetime defense again. That layup to go other way now. Allburns misses the baseline jumper. T.N.P takes over. It's Stokes in front of everyone.
Wow.
And he took a little too long for the dunk as Kawan Smith, shades of LeBron James with that chase down block. I don't think Stokes even knew he was that close to him.
I just finished saying I wasn't convinced that he jumped the first time. I know he did it the second time.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be back shortly. It's a 16-point lead for Primetime on Backpack Broadcasting.
Hey, KD. So there's a lot of great players right now, and that makes it kind of hard for us to pick a favorite. So we're going to live with you for a while to help us decide.
That's a little weird, but come on in.
Did Mr. Durant do you dirty?
Yeah, I dunked on him.
Have a sorry about that bag.
Ooh.
That's like, bang! Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Some new ankles in there. Don't be mad. You gonna cry in the car.
Game time is over, and you're ready to roll out. There's only one way to travel, and it's with Lyft. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PRO.
Back at Brew College for Nike Pro City 2016. Game 1 of this Tuesday night. T.N.P in primetime. Primetime up 16. What a block that was by Kawan Smith.
Yeah, but Ron Stokes did it to himself.
It's that jumper, but it was Kawan Smith blocking Ronald Stokes, who was in front of everybody for T.N.P, but just kind of took his little too much time, and Kawan Smith was able to come from behind literally and block it. Nice lob by LeBroy as he finds Durant Banton, who's made his presence felt in his third quarter. The primetime defense, they're going to call that a goaltend, I think.
I don't even think it matters because a lot of people are up on their seats, legitimately up on their feet right now.
Goaltend or not, it happened.
Yeah, and we'll remember it.
Kawan Smith, top of the K3, no good. Rebound for primetime, no Banton again. Droll didn't really have an opening, so he just had to lob it up on the backboard, and it barely did hit the backboard.
Lazartov really wanted a foul call there.
I don't think you can call a foul there, just because it was such a reckless drive. I don't think he really had any chance of making a bucket. Nice post-up move there by Auburns, but he can't make the fadeaway jumper. T.N.P down 14, a chance to get as close as 11, but they throw the ball away. It's been the story of this game, Brian.
That's exactly what I thought when you said it. It's been the story of the game. It looks like they're going to come back in, get close, and start turning the ball over and letting up easy shots on defense. A lot of sloppy play here also. It's entertaining, no less.
I feel like there's always a couple flashes of that sloppy play in this game, and it's kind of what adds the character to Pro City. You know?
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of good play. You're going to see a little not so good play, and that just adds to it.
Yeah, I think that's also just summer leagues in general. Right. Because the NBA Summer League wrapped up not too long ago, and there were definitely their fair share of sloppy plays as that was going on. So
a couple weeks back, we saw John Holland of the Boston Celtics, graduated from Fordham Prep. He played in one of these games, and it's where you really notice the difference. You know, a guy like John Holland, an NBA guy, he doesn't really miss ever.
Right.
Unless you're directly in his face.
Right.
These guys, you know, a lot of them aren't up to, aren't that accurate with their shots. You know, the skills are there. A lot of them can, jump out of the gym just like the guys you see in NBA uniforms. Ellie there. There's a lot of shot makers. Oh, speaking of a professional play, Smith with the lob, Banton with the throwdown. Gibbs driving, and that layup, high arcing, and nearly got it to go. Banton again. Auburn's inside. They say he walked.
He did. He did.
Just past a 4-minute mark in the third quarter. It's a 17-point lead for prime time. That's where we've been for a lot of this game, Brian. We've been around the 20 to 14-point range as far as a prime time lead goes.
T.N.P is running out of time. They still do have time, but they're running out of it right now and really trying to force the issue and not creating a lot of good shots here. It's just really, it's been the story of the game.
One thing we love seeing is the outstanding play, and when Primetime's number 5, who's slow to get up right now, Kawan Smith is on the floor, he's always looking to do that. On that play there, Gibbs was driving, and Kawan Smith, you could see it right from the start, wanted to block his shot and knock the ball to Queens. The only problem was Gibbs didn't shoot there, and he kind of collided with Smith, and that's why he's slow to get up, holding his foot right now. Going to take a timeout as Smith kind of gets his bearings back and hopefully recovers enough to play. We're going to take a timeout. here of Nike Pro City 2016 on Backpack Broadcasting.
Sports Guru is the place where fans talk about sports via video. All videos are 60 seconds or shorter. We make the videos look more professional and fun by adding automated on-screen graphics. You can follow your favorite sports by team, trending, new, people you follow, and more. Type in the title of your video and it will automatically go into your on-screen graphics. Tag your teams and publish. Sports Guru, let's talk sports.
Athletes aren't reasonable. Is it reasonable to demand more speed from the same legs?
Back at Nike Pro City, Kawan Smith was slow to get up. He's gone to the bench of prime time, so he'll take a couple minutes to recover, hopefully, as T.N.P looking to cut into this 17-point deficit. Nice passing. And a three-pointer missed as Tyrone Johnson starts quickly on the other way. And it's Banton again, who's shown his ability to kind of spring his way to the rim. He's played well in this third quarter.
That was a nice bounce pass by Tyrone Johnson to set that up as well. And he has the ball again here on the fast break.
Johnson with Gibbs on the inside to Banton. No good, and here comes Ellie the other way. Ooh! Steal by Banton, a nice spin move by him. Loses the handle of the ball. LaBroya trailing the play, gets it back, slows it up slightly. It's Banton on the post, top of the key. Waconi hits the jumper.
Man, that was some spin move by Banton over there. And without a carry also. So
a 21-point lead for prime time. Ty Brown sent the screen. Now it's back road with the ball. He misses the jumper, does Laws, and quickly again the other way comes Tyrone Johnson. Right at Ellie, he misses, the putback no good. Banton with another chance, that misses as well. T.N.P finally grabs it, goes quickly the other way. Bounce pass incomplete. And now primetime will take over once again.
He dribbled it a little too high before unleashing it for that bounce pass, and it just went out of bounds and lost control of it.
LaBroya with the ball for prime time. Pump fake inside to Burns, back out to LaBroya. Deep three. Passion. Nothing but net for LaBroya. They're calling him Brad Pitt on the PA.
Yeah, I prefer to call him Brad Pitt as opposed to his actual name.
I mean, I think it's a stretch, though.
I mean, it doesn't need a... He doesn't have a striking resemblance.
I mean, LaBroya's got the better hair, that's for sure. But that's about it.
Yeah. They also call him the movie star, so
okay.
I'm sure, you know.
He's pretty good at basketball also.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he could do both, right? I mean,
a two-sport star?
Yeah, two-sport star. I prefer Brad Pitt. I might refer to him as Pitt for the rest of the game.
Okay. Ellie at the line for T.N.P. 92 seconds left in the third quarter. Second free throw, no good. It's a 90-67 lead for prime time. In red, they're 2-3 on the outside. Looking in right now of the Nike Pro City playoffs, but a win here would be important. LaBroya, 2 more points, and T.N.P. running quickly the other way. Gibbs' layup is good, and the foul off the inbounds. T.N.P. running. Worked out for him there as Gibbs will go try to complete the three-point play. Gibbs does that. The three-point play makes the 22-point deficit for T.N.P. Prime time's Tyrone Johnson with the ball coming up on a mid-left in the third quarter. Inside the pass is to Stone. Nice as he uses the rim as his protection. It goes off the window for the bucket. Gibbs with the ball for T.N.P. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. He goes high off the backboard, and it worked well as primetime Stephen Wakoni was coming in with the defensive help. His eyes got big. He saw a block, perhaps opportunity. He couldn't make it, though. And then nice hustle by T.N.P's Gibbs.
Really causing Pitt to struggle with his handle there.
And they call it a backcourt violation first. And now that's what they're going to call it. So Gibbs for T.N.P. Jediah Gibbs a couple possessions ago was in front of everybody for the fast break bucket. He made the three-point play. Then there, LaBroya kind of, I don't want to say lazily, but wasn't really working hard to get over the half-court line. And just when he did, Gibbs made the steal. And LaBroya couldn't get it back until he was on the other side of the wrong side of the mid-court stripe. T.N.P. could make a big indentation into that deficit. Ellie's top of the key jumper, no good though. So 20 seconds left, a 1 second differential between the shot and game clock. Tyrone Johnson with the ball going to the post. Michael Stone now, nice pass to the cutter there, and Stone gets it back and hits the jumper. He's shown a touch in this one. 7 seconds left in the third quarter. T.N.P's Bryce Ellie goes to the bucket, gets the foul.
He was bailed out there because he really tried to drive on two people. And they're down by 24. I mean, it's looking less and less like they're actually going to come back. But, you know, get to the foul line, slow down game, stop the clock. Hopefully they can create some open three-pointers and make this entertaining in the fourth.
T.N.P's best chance in this game of getting points has been when Bryce Ellie's had the ball. He makes the first free throw. Ellie hits the second, 3.3 for prime time to make something happen. Pass to LaBroya. He's cut off. Now he's at one from half court. No good. So it's a 96-74 lead for prime time going into the game's last stanza. We'll have it here on Backpack Broadcasting. Please stick with us.
Sports Guru is the place where fans talk about sports via video. All videos are 60 seconds or shorter. We make the videos look more professional and fun by adding automated on-screen graphics. You can follow your favorite sports by team, trending, new, people you follow, and more. Type in the title of your video and it will automatically go into your on-screen graphics. Tag your teams and publish. Sports Guru, let's talk sports.
Athletes aren't reasonable. Is it reasonable to demand more speed from the same legs? More power from the same muscles? More air?
Back at Brook College for the fourth quarter of game number one of this Tuesday night doubleheader on Backpack Broadcasting. Prime time in front, 96-74. A 4-point, 29-25 advantage in that third quarter, Brian. What did you see?
I look up at the stat sheet here, and I'm surprised to see that Bryce Ellie's shooting 8 for 18. I thought he actually missed more shots. But I feel like T.N.P is just still not really creating effective offense and efficient offense. Primetime is really having their way with them, and it continues. And, you know, if this goes on for a few more minutes, it'll be the story of the game, and T.N.P will drop to 0-6, and they don't want that.
You say Bryce Ellie 8 for 18, and that's largely because of his recent shooting. Middle of the second quarter, Ellie was 7 of 11. Since that, it's been 1 of 7 from the field for Ellie. T.N.P and the game's leading scorer with 25 points. Meanwhile, there's 5 players from prime time in the red jerseys in double figures. LaBroya, Tyrone Johnson, he's the leader with 16. Laconi has 16 as well. Houston 13, and Michael Stone with 11. Fancy dribble nearly stolen. Gibbs, top of the key, over to Harvey. His triple, no good. Tyrone Johnson ends up with it behind the back dribble to get for 8, and the dish, and the finish. Denzel Banks gets the deuce.
I don't know. What do you think? 26-0 run?
For T.N.P?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the odds are very good for that to happen. You're the geometry guy. You're the geometry guy. Tell us some algebra.
I'm trying to figure out. I got a 70-something in algebra too. I'm trying to figure out, what exactly are the signs that would make me think the T.N.P is going to come back into this game, other than somebody getting red hot. But I don't see it right now. I'm just not seeing it, and I haven't seen it. Now it's 26. Isn't this the biggest lead of the game for primetime?
Yes. And it could get larger. Johnson tried to go around Gibbs, but he may have turned his ankle in the process.
He says he's good.
Limping off court, but as he comes back on, he seems to be walking normally.
Yeah, he is primetime's leading scorer with 18 points right now. And in all likelihood, could be the player of the game again. It'll be his second time this season for primetime.
Johnson gets the first to go. Johnson hits both free throws. It's 102-74. T.N.P down 28.
That's 9 3-pointers and a free throw. So it's possible.
Down 28, 9 3-pointers and a free throw, as Brian Fonseca tells us, or 14 2-pointers, or, of course, 28 free throws.
I mean, if they could do 28 free throws, keep getting to the line and stop the clock, maybe. You also, as part of that, need to prevent the other team to score, which they're not going to do right here either, it looks like.
LaBroya gets the bucket.
It's
a 30-point lead. Just under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. T.N.P's big man, Ronald Stokes. The drive. Kind of lulls you to sleep on the perimeter, and you're thinking, there's no way this guy can drive on me, and he does. LaBroya gets some revenge on the other end, though, hitting a triple of his own, and a 31-point lead now for primetime. Gibbs a drive behind the back pass to Stokes as he gets the deuce. We're going to play the look-alike game, and you're going to say LaBroya looks like Brad Pitt. I'm going to say T.N.P's Ronald Stokes, in the face at least, Draymond Green.
I knew it. Yeah. I knew exactly where you were going.
Saying that, we're going to go to a timeout, as it's a full timeout on the floor. Prime time up 29. Don't go anywhere. It's Backpack Broadcasting.
Hey, KD. So there's a lot of great players right now, and that makes it kind of hard for us to pick a favorite. So we're going to live with you for a while to help us decide.
That's a little weird, but come on in.
Wow!
Did Mrs. Durant do you dirty?
Yeah, I dunked on him.
Have a sorry about that bag.
Ooh.
That's like, ooh! Bang! Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Some new ankles in there. Don't be mad. You gonna cry in the car.
Game time is over, and you're ready to roll out. There's only one way to travel, and it's with Lyft. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCEED.
Late arrivals for prime time. They're up 29, 107-78. And they have the ball.
So write song that two teams lead the rest of the next game. Come on!
T.N.P. running the other way, trying to cut into the 29-point lead with less than 9 minutes left. Can it be done? That helps. The jumper hit by Tyrone Mitchell-Hackett. His first point of the game makes the first shot he takes. Now inside, it's Stone. He can't get that to go. May got poked in the eye. T.N.P. has numbers. 5 on 3 if they hurry. It's Mitchell-Hackett again. He checks in and he checks out. Hits the first 2 shots he takes. A 2 and now a 3. T.N.P. down 24. Tyrone Johnson right at Rich Ross. In and out. Stone, though, grabs the rebound and drops the deuce. Mitchell-Hackett making his presence felt and checks in. He's got T.N.P.'s last 7 points. Johnson lost the handle as he drove it.
Doesn't matter.
A little bit of a helter-skelter last minute there, and T.N.P. gotten within 24. Still a big lead for primetime, but not a good last 53 seconds for them.
Doesn't matter if it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter. They can't stop Tyrone Johnson. And any fast break, he's always getting into the lane. He's probably going to be the player of the game. He has my vote.
Nice pass. The dunk attempt doesn't go, but to the line anyway, it will be Donald Laws.
If you're going to lose, get yourself on a highlight reel. You know, make some plays at the end of the game. Show some scouts, show some coaches, you know.
You spit the philosophy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, at some point, you got to look out for yourself, right?
Right. Right.
So
wise man Fonseca over here.
I mean, no. I mean, look, unless you guys could hit 8 3-pointers.
Right.
But, you know, work on your highlight reel. Work on your game tape.
The last generation had John Wooden. Today we have Brian Fonseca. The pass off Mitchell-Hackett's head. T.N.P. unable to grab the steal, but the ball rolls out of bounds. Prime time taking over. Or rather keeping possession as they get the ball out of bounds. 7:19 left, fourth quarter.
Air ball there.
Ellie. The T.N.P. on him. He'll dish it off to Mitchell-Hackett. No good. Long rebound. Ends up in the hands of LaBroya. Ahead to Houston. Finishes.
Nice left-handed bounce pass from Brad Pitt. 25-point game now. How about that?
Wow. Again. Back-to-back buckets for him, and he finishes with the tomahawk dunk.
Out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay with T.N.P., and they're going to need it because they're down 27.
Rich Ross underneath.
He was
swatted away by Dole Wright, who was the late arrival for prime time. Looked like T.N.P. was trying to lob it there, but he hit the bucket anyway. And
the very late arrival came here in the fourth quarter. I mean, he wants a piece of this win, so might as well show up.
Here's Wright. Nice dish in the corner to T.N.P. The three-pointer, no good, and T.N.P. takes over possession.
Wright could get some buckets, and he doesn't need to tell, you know, future potential coach that he was here late.
Gibbs right at the rim.
It all works out.
Top of the key, Wright. Nice pass to T.N.P. So Wright, the Jefferson High alum, shows up at the beginning of the fourth quarter and says, hey, I got to make up for some lost time here, and gets a nice pass that leads to a bucket. 5:23 left, fourth quarter. It's a 115-88 lead for prime time. We are going to go to the sideline. Eventually we will, I promise. 5:12 left in the fourth quarter. Naomi Gray, tell us something we don't know.
T.N.P has not given up yet. You see them really trying to make a comeback in this game. Last time they were here, they were losing. So now they are trying to make a comeback, and you see that it's actually not going to happen for them. So you see that the coach is in the game with them, motivating them, telling them that it's not over. So hopefully they can pull something together and go out there with a happy face. Back to you guys.
While Naomi had that report, T.N.P did get a triple from Jediah Gibbs to cut the deficit to 24. Still quite sizable, though. Harvey, top of the key. There's a lot of confusion ever since that was inbounded. Officials point to the shot clock, which has not been behaving for us all night.
But since the first infraction, we haven't had a shot clock violation.
Right.
So I say we can outlaw the shot clock altogether and be happy with it.
And that's why you don't make the rules. Dunk there. They're going to call it basket interference? They are.
Yeah, it's a nice dunk contest, though.
It was. There's been some nice plays in this game. Tarpey tried to make another one with that behind-the-back pass in traffic. Gibbs finishes on the other end.
It's a 22-point lead now. It's been cut a little bit. So, you know, perhaps this isn't over yet.
Inside we go. It's Stone. And then it's Auburns who can't make the runner in the lane. Nice pass by Gibbs, but it's tipped away by Primetime. Intended for Hackett. Didn't get there, but T.N.P will maintain possession.
We're just seeing a lot of Gibbs, especially as the game has gone on. He's really hustling out there for T.N.P, really trying to create some offense for him and his guys.
One thing we're definitely noticing, Brian Fonseca, is that as the season moves along and we get kind of to the push for the playoffs now, where we're 2 weeks away from the postseason, crowds here at Baruch College, a little more sizable, a lot more people in the stands enjoying some Nike Pro City basketball. While we're upset that you don't get to hear our voices while you watch the game if you're here, we're happy to see a elevated atmosphere. Of course, these guys want to give the spectators in attendance a good show, and they have so far in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great atmosphere, bigger turnout than last week so far, and maybe more people will even show up for the second game.
Strip there. T.N.P's got numbers 2-on-1, and Hackett, the layup and the foul.
Only a 20-point lead now.
3:39 left. Can it be done? They're going to have to play near perfect defense to score 20 points, or make up rather the 20-point deficit.
Yeah, they've done far from that so far in this game. So maybe they need some last-second inspiration and to make some free throws.
Rebound by Primetime's Brandon Auburns. Outlet pass to Wright. His jumper no good, and T.N.P takes over. Here's Harvey. The lob. The dunk attempt not able to be converted by Stokes. And Primetime takes advantage. Bucket on the other end. So a 4-point swing as T.N.P nearly got a dunk, but didn't, and instead Denzel Banks gets the layup on the other end.
I don't think Stokes got up high enough for that dunk either. So hasn't been able to finish around the rim as much as he would like.
Game number 2 tonight. Bingo's All-Stars, defending champs. They're 4-1, coming off a loss last week, their first of the season. Perhaps they've got a little extra incentive this week to not let that happen again. They'll face the 2-3 and fighting for a playoff spot, X-Men. Primetime putting the finishing touches on this one. They lead by 20 with just less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
This is a big game, too, because Primetime will improve to 3-3. And as we said earlier, really puts the pressure on X-Men to try and upset Bingo. And it's really difficult to see the Bingo All-Stars losing 2 straight. But X-Men pretty much has to do that if they have hopes of getting into the playoffs, which they do.
New York Lightning and Dykeman, both at 3-2. Right now, they are owners of the 3rd and 4th and final playoff spots. Both teams will be in action Thursday night, not against each other. Big Apple basketball will play, or actually, Dykeman will play Big Apple. And the Sean Bell All-Stars, undefeated 5-0, will play against the New York Lightning. So a tall task for New York Lightning. You could, for all intents and purposes, Brian, see maybe 4 teams at 3-3. Of course, that would mean that X-Men would have to get the upset win over Bingo later tonight. But if that happens, chances would be good that we could see 4 teams at 3-3 going into the last week of the season. 4 teams would be fighting for 2 playoff spots.
And that makes it all the more exciting. And, you know, hopefully we'll see more, you know, complete rosters and more guys showing up because they want to get into that playoff chase and get into the playoffs.
There's been a lot of play in this game around the rim, the area around that, maybe 5 feet around the rim has been where the majority of the action in this game has been, whether it be offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, tip-ins, tip-outs, dunks, bloopers.
And air balls.
The air ball there, of course.
Well, T.N.P, if nothing else, they've cut the lead. It doesn't look like they're going to come back, and it hasn't for, you know, a while. But they're only down 19. 21. So if you're T.N.P, you're 0-6, assuming, you know, this game ends the way we think it will. Where do you think they go from here, more or less?
Spoilers.
Yeah, just continue to play spoiler.
I mean, what other choice do they have?
I like my theory of paying for yourself. Just
that Bingo's All-Stars X-Men game later after this one ends, featuring most likely the Nike Pro City leading scorer this season, Delroy James of X-Men. He's got 33 and more than 33 points a game is what he's averaging. X-Men with actually 2 of the top 5 scorers. Tommy Eddy scored 29 last week, including 9 3-pointers. He averages 19 and even 19 a game to go along with Delroy James. Then that 19 for Eddy is good for 5th in points coming into this week's action in Nike Press City. It's Delroy James first, Dominic Jones of Big Apple Basketball second, then Antoine Mason of Dykeman, Tyrone Johnson of Primetime, who seems to improve his 22.8 points a game in this one. And then Tommy Eddy with 19 a game has rounded out the top 5. Banks skied there for the tomahawk dunk, but it didn't go. And the finish.
There's Gibbs again, yeah. Gibbs really, he's put forth a great effort for his team today.
That lob a little too strong from right to Ben.
Worth noting, T.N.P next week, they'll play a Big Apple. The Big Apple
Big
squad
Apple's
also
one
struggling.
of those teams that's going to be fighting for those last 2 playoff spots.
Big Apple first has a must-win game this Thursday against Dykeman.
White from about 5 steps behind the three-point line gets that to go as we close in with the final minute of this one. Ross's putback doesn't go. And look out below, right with the tomahawk jam. Nobody interested in getting in the way of that one, and you can't really blame him.
Yep, don't blame him at all. He arrived late, but he's putting on a bit of a show in the fourth.
Harvey gets that deuce. Right. And it goes for another long three and does it all. Banks skies to the rim. And that'll do it. The final score, prime time 127, T.N.P 104. So prime time improves to 3-3. T.N.P falls to 0-6. Prime time now, placing themselves firmly in contention going into the last week of the regular season for one of those last 2 playoff spots, Brian, that are up for grabs.
This is a big, big win for prime time. Exactly what they needed. And next, they have a matchup to look forward to with Bingo taking on another 2-3 team we were just talking about in the X-Men. So the Bingo All-Stars can perhaps make the path a little easier for primetime and winning. You know, they can find themselves in the playoffs, and they have a solid team, primetime does. So especially if they all show up.
7 primetime players finished in double figures. They're led by Tyrone Johnson with 20. He shot 8 of 17, adding 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Speaking of assists, Anthony LaBroya had 8 of them. That was a game high to go along with his 18 points. The 7 primetime players in double figures, Johnson and LaBroya. T.N.P finished with 10. Houston 17. Durant Banton with 10 as well. Nwakoni 16. And Michael Stone down low, 13 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Shakur Houston, a double-double with 17 and 10. But the game's leading scorer is actually Jediah Gibbs of T.N.P with 28. Ellie finishes with 25. But it's not enough for T.N.P. as primetime wins every quarter, all 4 of them. And it's thanks largely to Tyrone Johnson, who's now standing by with Backpack Broadcasting's Naomi Gregg.
I'm here with the player of the game, Tyrone Johnson. Tyrone, you've been riding with this team for the past few weeks, so you witnessed the wins and losses. How good does it feel for you guys to pull out this W tonight?
Today, we just stick with the game plan, and, everybody played well. We got on them early, in the first quarter, and then we just never looked back.
What's been going on in practice this past few weeks? Because I feel like I'm seeing a totally different team that I've seen in this whole season. So what connection have you guys been able to build?
Coach E just, he have a lot of guys, and now towards the end of the season, guys coming back, and guys are starting to click. So the whole team is just coming, and everybody coming together. We all talk, we all play well together, and we got one more game to close out the regular season, and make that push to the playoffs.
What are you guys' expectations for that game? There's a lot at stake trying to get into the postseason, so how are you guys going to handle these next few days preparing for the next week's games?
We just got to get rest and, just take care of our bodies these next few games, and next week come ready to play and be prepared. We got a good one, but we just got to leave it all on the court.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Naomi. So we're done with the first half of our Tuesday night doubleheader from Baruch College. Bryant Fonseca with us on the color commentary for that game as he witnessed primetime beat T.N.P 127-104. We'll be back for game number 2 on Backpack Broadcasting in just a couple minutes. Please stay with us.
For a ride after the game? Well, Lyft has Nike Pro City viewers covered with rides on tap. Download the Lyft app today and use the limited code PROCITY16 for up to $50 in free Lyft credit. Lyft, rides in minutes.